music again. I also need to go on video. Oh, that might be loud. There we go. Hello, Ja. How are you doing? Hello. Is it Anita? 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 Correct me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. How are you doing? If I'm gonna be honest, you guys. You see my beautiful face. You're too kind, John. I drank a Red Bull earlier, but I'm still feeling just like low energy. I don't know what's going on. I might have to drink another one. To be fair though, listen to me like feel like I need to defend myself. To be fair, the Red Bull was like a small one. I got like the small versions of the Red Bulls because I was thinking that was going to be a way that I could limit myself, but you just see like one of my actual recycling bags that I hold my energy drink stash in, right? This is how you know I have a problem, if I have my bag right there. This shows you I never leave this table doing recordings. Coffee. See, I want to get into drinking coffee, but I feel like this looks so ridiculous, doesn't it? I want to get this is so ridiculous. I want to get into drinking coffee, but I feel like I would have to put so much in it for me to enjoy the coffee, like a bunch of milk and sweeteners and all that I feel like it just would not be. I feel like it would just be like a downward spiral. Hello, Trisha. Yeah, see, that's the kind of person I am if I ever go to Starbucks. Stuff, that's not the kind of, I'm gonna be honest, that's not the kind of, actually, yeah, we can see about that. I can see if we can do that. Let's see. Hello, coconuts. Hello, kitten. Caitlin, you are here. Early. Steph, for your question if he will come back, at least from the cards and how they came out, these all three came in the reverse: Ace of Water, Eight of Air, and King of Air. Ace of Water usually is like a card of falling in love and deeper fulfillment. Eight of Air is someone that's feeling trapped in some type of situation. And King of Air is someone that needs to bring balance into their emotions. So it doesn't seem like it through tarot. Mm. I'm sorry. I always like, I know it's like I'm not like responsible for like whatever outcome does happen, but it always like, I don't like making like, I don't, it just like bums me out whenever it's just like I'm bringing forward some like bad news and like some type of tarot message, right? It just is always kind of like, I always feel like I'm like being a buzzkill of some sort. Hello, Anicia? Anicia? Can you correct me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong? Hello, Shane. Ah, I need to start bragging about them more, and I need to like put her link in my description. But Regretless Life Tarot, I got this deck from her, and it's like an Oracle Love deck, and I honestly, that is like one of my dreams, you guys. Oh, good, thank you. I don't like mispronouncing people's names, especially because like since I like to say people's names, especially when I'm like talking, even with like the zodiac signs, even if I like will say the zodiac sign throughout the reading, like I like to like say a name. I don't like to, because it makes it feel more personal. Like it doesn't feel like I'm just talking at you. It feels like an exchange of some sort. So side tangent from regardless, I want it like she's doing exactly what I would love to be doing right now. Where she makes her own tarot decks, oracle decks, and like is responsible for the art. Like she takes pictures of the art here. Like all these are pictures that she's taken, which is just like absolutely insane. Like she must have such creative fulfillment from doing that. Right? It would be, man. So much, there's so much that I would want to do with decks. I would want to have like I would want to create two different tarot decks, or like a tarot deck and an oracle deck that go together, since I always like to use a bunch of cards together. So like I would want to make it like I wouldn't want to just do like a singular. I mean, maybe I guess on one level I would want to just do like a singular like base deck, but I would really love to have like a specialty like deck that like goes together like really nicely with one another. Or maybe like I just make all the decks, like if I were to have more than like a couple decks, I would have them all like keeping in mind with like the artwork and everything, have it all like be cohesive using it together. Like, and I know how like I would love to do, I know how like narcissistic it would come off as, but I would love to just from like artistic point of view. Hello, Kay. From an artistic point of view, be able to just do like a photo shoot for like some of the tarot decks, like artwork for some of the tarot decks, or like be able to take not of all of them of me obviously, but be able to yeah, basically just do whatever, like exactly what Regretless Life Tarot does with hers, where she just like makes an image come to life. Oh, 11:11. Yes, everyone make a wish. It's necessary to make a wish right now. It's 11:11 for the East Coast. got my wish in. Y'all think I'm playing. I don't care where it is in the world. um, I don't care where it is in the world. I always will take advantage of an opportunity to make a wish. Ja, you're so nice to me. That's something I'm in the process. Coconuts, I think you said you wanted a reading, so I can do yours next. A message from Spirit, I feel like you did. Yeah, you did say that. Thank you, Anita. I hope yours does as well. I always make the same one every single time. Whenever, unless it's like something, well, more so recently, it's just always been the same one. Hello, Robbie. How are you? It's always been the same one for like years. And now it's I'm starting to be a little bit more specific as of recent, since I'm becoming a little bit more motivated. Is the music okay? Oh, have a good night, Kit and Caitlin. Good luck with your homework. It's nice to meet you as well, Claire. How do I say? What can I call you? Music is fine. Okay, I'm doing okay, Robbie. Ugh. What? How am I actually doing? Let me not just give like a. I don't like giving like blanket answers or like vague answers because I just feel like it's not personal. So I don't want to just be like, oh, I'm okay. I'm doing pretty good, I think. Today, like yesterday, I was kind of like, as y'all know, I guess I can explain it in this video, live stream, since I didn't do the live stream last night. I just had, we're waiting for results from like my mother. For those that don't know, like my mother's in the hospital. Claire? Okay. It's nice to meet you, Claire. Hello, Sunny. Um, my mother's in the hospital, and it started with internal bleeding, but now they found a couple masses on her pancreas, and so we're waiting for test results on that. But she's had cancer in the past before, breast cancer. So, I mean, she lives in Texas. I'm up in Washington by myself. I don't live near any family, so it's a weird time right now, right? And so she ended up FaceTiming me last night, a couple hours before the live stream, and she like it was a nice moment. I can like appreciate the moment in the sense of where it's like we shared like a nice emotional moment together, but it just like broke my heart to see that she was fighting back tears because it like mm. Ooh, and it doesn't like the situation itself, like, yeah, it's sad, but it more so just like makes me sad from like my mom's like what must be going on in my like in her meant like what's going on in her head. Like it must be just such a scary time for her, and it just like I just feel bad for her, right? I know everything's gonna be okay. It just like makes me sad for her in terms of like what must be like going through her mind, like dealing with this. And so it's like while she was like FaceTiming me, she was like fighting back tears, and it was just like it just broke my heart. And I just was like, I was just not in like the mindset to be doing a live stream. Like I could have done it, but I would have just been such a buzzkill, y'all, right? And I'm turning into one right now, but we're good. Like we're good. I appreciate it, you guys. Everything's gonna be fine, right? Just one of those things with 2020. Smoke. Oh no, it's just because it's really cold here. It's just really cold here is all. Hello, Miss Divine, Miss A. It's not smoke, it's just because it's really cold here. So you're just seeing my breath. Alright, so who was this for? I know their name. Coconuts. Coconuts. This is for you, Coconuts. After making you wait for so long. My apologies. I'm getting sidetracked so much tonight. So we have the overall energy is the listen card, number 22 for numerology. So I'll write that down. And this card says, every interaction and conversation is intended to happen. So speak authentically and listen intently. So I'm going to just show this card just because, again, this is Divineless Tarot's Oracle deck. So lovely. And she took this picture. So insane. So good. So let's get into your reading. We have the Four of Fire. So usually this is kind of like the marriage card, right? But this is just an overall like celebratory card. Um, Ten of Swords comes in where it's on top of it. So I feel like there's some type of fear when it comes to, this could just be pertaining to like your abundance. If it is talking about a relationship or if you are single, like it could be talking about that. But overall, I do feel like there's like, this is kind of like telling me a storyline of someone that is, there is some type of fear when it comes to, or like some anxiety going on with the home life. Middle row comes in Magician card as a clarifier for the Queen of Fire. So this Ten of Swords is letting me know from before, like it could have been a couple of different things. Hello, Sundisk. Hello, Nikki. How are y'all doing? This is still letting me know where, you know, for the Queen of Fire itself, is the card itself says ask you to spread your wings and fly. Now, when you have it paired with the Magician card, like this is just like talking about like you're almost being like given motivation towards doing something. And then for your third row, I feel like this answers the question of it, where we have Four of Earth, where it talks about business decisions. So I feel like this is in terms of finances, or at the very least, whatever it is that you're actively trying to, because like that's what Earth is for. It's like Earth is Pentacles, which is just earthly desires, which is just like what's you're trying to actively manifest into the real right now. With the Emperor card, it's just like kind of another call to power for you, and for it to be all paired nicely with the Listen card as the theme, I would be saying that this is a time where I feel like Spirit's leaving you breadcrumbs and trying to guide you somewhere that you're not seeing, and you're being asked to like listen and start paying attention, start looking around. Hello, Sky. You didn't miss me. I have a blanket right here. That's why I have. Oh, y'all, I am so sorry. This is my. Y'all don't know I'm sitting on my bed if it isn't obvious. Um, I have a blanket, a couple blankets on. It's just like where I live, it's where, it's just really cold. I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I am, from yesterday, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. Um, I'm feeling, I took a nap earlier. And then for my last live stream, I didn't do anything too much. And I want to get more of the monthly zodiac readings done tonight. And I'm going to probably be uploading those throughout the night. Oops, almost messed up the shuffle. Do I have Venmo or Cash App? I think I have. That voice crack right there, y'all hear that? I think I have. I think I have something. Yeah, I do. I do have Cash App, I think. Or whatever the one with the dollar sign is. I'll put it in the chat, but y'all don't feel like you have to donate. I always just put that there because I know some people have asked if like they wanted some type of option to tip to me, but don't ever feel like you have to tip towards me at all. Absolutely. I just like put that there for those that like want to do something, but don't listen to me. Just be like, do not support me. Yeah, I love it up here so much. I really do. Mm-mm. You met someone new and you would love to hear a message around this. Okay, I got you, Divine Miss A. And I'm going to definitely be um, able to get to a good amount of y'all's readings today. You seem like a really kind soul. I appreciate that compliment. I like compliments like that. So, for you, Miss A, I I kind of like this. You say that you met someone new and you'd love to hear a message around this new connection. Now, I don't know if when you say new connection, this like I'm going to leave it up to you to have it if it's going to be intimate or not. But this message doesn't really pertain to it in that much. You have the overall theme, which I know is going to be kind of like spooky initially. You have the Death card. And the clarifiers for the Death card is the Seven of Wands with the King of Cups, both in the upright. And you're gonna call me crazy, but I like this. I like this a lot. I say this because the Death card, I feel like, is coming in and it's bringing a death to like a cycle that was at one point like disempowering to you or the other person. Because the Seven of Wands is kind of like, I like to call this as like the taking a, like the leadership role in like setting the example, but coming into power. The King of Cups as well is really good in the sense of where it's like, I feel like this is more so speaking with in regards to this person of where it's just like a, granted I don't have like, I didn't pull any like past cards, but I do feel like with this Death card, like with everything being in the upright, I feel like it's like this Death card is kind of encompassing a phase of where it's just like this connection's going to empower you and fulfill you in a way that you aren't used to. Like I feel like this is like, how do I explain this? I don't know if I'm like already, if I'm like wording this properly or not. Like I feel like this is like um what this connection is going to bring, like the end of some type of like some type like these type of cycles are where it's like you may initially before have felt disempowered in terms of your connections because maybe through like gaslighting or like just being around people who never uplifted you. There's like that's going to be the end of that cycle with this person. You're going to experience being like, oh yeah, I am worth having that hype. I'm worth having receiving that love. Like it's that kind of death. Such a long-winded way for me to explain that, right? Uh, and then when the card I pulled from Regretless Life Tarot, we have Reconciliation. You feel like home to them. So this is really good. This is really good. Okay, I'm glad it makes sense. I always get in my head when it comes to um, trying to explain what I'm trying to express in tarot because I'm super detailed and I know I need to like always like wrap things up in some type of way rather than like be long-winded, or just sometimes I will just like explain things in like a matter-of-fact way and not, I don't know where I was going with that, but Claire, okay, you said, should the Aries sun cut communications with the Scorpio sun? Okay, I can do that. Now, again, I'm sure you already know, but like I'm just gonna preface, tarot is just used as like a perspective to use. I never, even for myself, I don't treat like tarot in a way of where it's like based off of a reading will dictate what I make a life decision on. It's more of like a being prepared to handle something in that type of situation rather than like and like having like a plan for it should it arise. But um with this reading though, and I know it's gonna sound like a cop out, but I'm gonna explain. Um, why I say it. The High Priestess card comes in, and the High Priestess card is the representation of intuition. So I kind of feel like you already know the answer to this. Seven of Scorpio, Seven of Swords comes in, where I feel like if you are getting an energy of feeling overwhelmed in some type of way, or where it's always feeling like you're walking on eggshells with this individual, or Six of Wands does come in, where it's like you're feeling left out in the cold, or like it's an individual that you kind of have to question their motives or around other people, or how they are with around other people, then I think you are being called to leave them. Or yeah, whenever the High Priestess card comes into a reading in a dynamic like that, that always is kind of like a sign to me of being like, this person already kind of knows the answer to it before I even say anything, because it's like a card of being like intuition, right? I genuinely like I don't say it in a way where it's just like I know how much of a cop out it does sound. Okay. Mish Bella, will me, Aquarius, and my Capricorn partner make up? I see it working out. I see it working out. I'm glad it was helpful to you, though, Claire. I almost forgot your name. I'm not really good with names, but I promise you that I always do try. I see this working out for you, Mish Bella. I say this because, there is going to have to be some work put into it. We have the Hanged Man coming in, so it's going to require both parties to actually fully commit to this decision. And once you do commit to it, I feel like there's good energy on both parts. Or at the very least on your side, I see it. But I don't really, like, let's see. Okay, so Nine of Wands on their side. So it could potentially be a sense of where they are feeling independent, but I feel like they could still go in the direction of feeling independent, but like wanting to be empowered with you, because we do have the Seven of Pentacles coming in. So it's like if you both put in the work of this, you would bear a good harvest with your crops, basically. Does that make sense? So I feel like if you put in the work for you, your Aquarius and your Capricorn partner, I feel like if you work around like their independent energy, perhaps, if you're trying to make it up with them. With how the cards seem, it seems like it would be worth it. It's just going to be one of those like investments. It'd be like one of those people that you would have to invest a lot of time, a lot of energy, be a little bit stressful, right? No, yeah, go ahead. I honestly, I would be able to probably get to a lot more people in this type of dynamic. I don't know why I never really considered doing that before. All right, let's see. Sunny loves, will my Scorpio reach out? Oh my gosh, I can't shuffle this right now. Sunny loves, will your Scorpio reach out? How are we going to take this? Judging on the next card. Upright, okay. Something happens on their side, Sunny. Something happens on their side of where it's like, for them to reach out, they need to have like a coming of, I was about to say coming to Jesus moment, but it's like one of those things. I feel like either something happens in their life that kind of gives them a wake-up call and a change of perspective, or it'll just be out of the blue sort of thing if they do, or it'd be just kind of like a in the middle of the night kind of like message where you know how it is in the middle of the night, or just like during a time that you normally would, like you just feel more vulnerable and open. King of Cups, King of Swords energy between you two, so there definitely is some type of wanting to be relevant in your life in some type of way. You also have the King of Wands as a clarifier with the Two of Wands. So this is a really nice pairing. But here's the thing. I also feel inclined to say that you should look around. Because with all these kings coming out and the Two of Wands on your side, this person's looking in a globe, right? And this person's looking, well, not a globe, the world. And so when you think about the dynamic of the reading with all those three kings coming forward and the Hanged Man as well, with the moon, this very easily could be taken as a message as well that I want to point out of like being you looking around and being like, holy crap, there's all these other kings that I could pursue. So I would say take that message in whatever way that makes sense for you. But those are the two ways that I could process that. Your divine person wish is Cancer, and I'm Gemini. Will we see each other again? Um, I like it. I like it. We have back of the deck energy, the Magician card as the overall energy. I do like it. I feel like some type of transition or something is going to have to end first before your Cancer does come forward. But when they do come forward, Ace of Wands with the Four of Wands coming in, this is, I mean, the Four of Wands is like the 1111 card. That's like the marriage card, and it's going to be extremely passionate. But there is going to be some type of, I'm going to just say turmoil, but I don't mean it in a sense of where it's like an actual death, but like it's going to be through some type of hardship, through some type of upheaval. That's when it's going to manifest and come forward in a good way. Anita. And the Hanged Man card also came out as well. So it's kind of one of those things where, yeah, it's like through like the ending. It's one of those, it's like, when you guys meet, it'd be like, we're going to piss everybody off, but we're going to do this anyways because we're in love. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Carissa. The Magician asked, should I be weary of the Sag I'm talking to? Six of Cups, Three of Cups, King of Queens. Ace of Cups in the reverse. This is why I usually like to avoid these type of questions, just because like I don't like it when, like, I don't want to instill like an underlying level of anxiety. So I'm going to break it down from how I'm approaching this for like a potential, because I don't feel like, okay, let me just wrap and get to it, right? So I did just an overall card pull for their energy. And so with the Ace of Cups in the reverse, with the dynamic of Six of Cups, Three of Cups in the reverse, and King of Coins, this is the person, right? The Sagittarius is like, their intent is to have a stable foundation. Six of Cups is a card talking about going into the past with something, or kind of romanticizing the past. Three of Cups in the reverse is letting me know. Some people would call that the three-party card, where there might be another person. And I feel like in this regard, it's talking about right now, it seems like some type of relationship in the past kind of hurt them. And so it's just like currently with that Ace of Cups in the reverse as well, they're like referencing this thing in the past, and it's kind of like blocking some of their King of Coins energies, but their intentions are good. They just kind of have some baggage, right? If I knew how to hit any type of note, I would start singing Bag Lady from Erykah Badu. Good night, Anita. Thank you. Robbie Patchouli. I got you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, by the way, tonight. From those that I didn't ask earlier from the earlier live stream, but have y'all eaten today? And For those that were here in the other live stream, did y'all eat since then? I haven't eaten today. I don't know if I will eat today. Oh, I almost just choked on my own spit. I guess Red Bulls are my meals tonight. But I don't really feel like eating, if I'm going to be honest, just because I ate like trash yesterday. So, CEO to Dev. Yes, I can do you after Patchouli. Robbie, it'd probably either be Dragon's Blood. No, it probably is Dragon's Blood. Dragon's Blood, but lavender is like right under it. Hello, Esmeralda. So, Robbie, we have for you as the initial the Emperor, Three of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So this could be initial energy before you even pull clarifiers. This could be like some type of past pain that's stopping you from fully coming into power. This could be very much so like your own, because with the Wheel of Fortune is being turned through of Swords. But I feel like because this card is in the reverse for you, I do feel like that this card is in the reverse for you. There's some type of healing process. So I feel like this is more of like a positive message in that it's affirming in that the more you heal something, the more the Wheels of Fortune are going to turn in your favor. Doesn't that sound so cheesy? But with the Emperor card coming in as well, that's really extremely affirming into where it's just like, it seems to be just like nestled into like this nice abundance for you. Life experience card, yeah. Yeah, this is like, it's one of those things like continue healing, and it seems to be like you're going to find things working out more and more for you. Cabbage and potatoes. Ah, that sounds really good. Alright, CEO to Dev. Right? CEO to Dev wanted one? Yes, General. I really, now I'm craving cabbage and potatoes, and what's the meat called? What's the meat called? Corned beef and cabbage. Now I really want corned beef and cabbage and potatoes. I said I wasn't gonna eat, but now, well, I can't get corned beef and cabbage right now anyways, but now I'm hungry for that if I were to eat. Actually. Obsessed with hot tea. It's weird what the YouTube chat, I know y'all can't see it, but it's weird what YouTube chat will like make me have to like review to like allow to come through into chat. Like Necro Nikki's comment saying I've been obsessed with hot tea, like I had to approve. Like YouTube thought that was suspicious, and it's like, girl, you think that's suspicious, but then like I'll get like a bunch of random bots commenting on my videos. Like, but that's not suspicious. Technology should be more advanced already. It would send you, right? If you could send me, see, then I would just, that would be my channel. We'll work for corned beef and potatoes and Red Bull. Shrimp boil. Right? Corned beef and cabbage just has, it really does. It's just like, you would think at this point, if you're going to offer the system, you would think that they would like make it an extreme point to refine that system, but it just feels like it's gotten worse. At least in terms of like what they'll filter through and what like I have to approve. I'm sorry, I like got a message. Listen here, don't tell me that sentence right now, Claire. It's funny you say that because when I ate like trash yesterday, let me just tell y'all what I ate yesterday, right? So that way you never ever have to feel bad about when you have a binge. So I ate a package, yes, a package of double stuffed Oreos because normal Oreos just shouldn't even be a thing. Double stuff are the normal. I ate hot fries, I think. What else did I eat? And then I ate a salad. So I guess I balanced it out with a salad. So, so yeah, that's what I ate yesterday. And since it was late when I woke up this morning, I just felt awful. And I never used to be that way. I never used to be that way where like if I ate something, I would like wake up with like heartburn or something. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that's how I know I'm getting older. Alright, so the Justice card comes in for you, CEO. The Ten of Swords, as well as the Emperor. I like this initially. The Justice card is kind of letting me know some type of karma. Older and wiser. Yeah, the Justice card comes in of where it's letting me know. Did I say comes in or karma's in? Y'all, my brain. The Justice card comes in as letting me know of a sign of karma, but I feel like it's good karma because I did just pull the Dreamer card for you. So CEO, I don't know if you are in a relationship, so I'll speak in both ways, just in for the sake that if you are or aren't. It feels like some type of cycle is going to be completing for you from some type of either past pain or past relationship or something from some type of past struggle. Because Ten of Swords paired with the Page of Water coming in, where it's like, I always say tens are the completion of a cycle. Pages represents the beginning of a new cycle, funnily enough. So when it's like this Justice card comes in with the Dreamer card for you, it's letting you know that karma's coming into your favor in the sense of where it's like something's going to be from like some type of bad experience. So let's say if it was like a relationship, some type of like you had a bad past relationship, so your new relationship is going to be better. That type of energy, right? And then for the overall, the third pile, we have the Emperor card with the Two of Air, CEO. So Two of Air talks about being unwilling or unable to make a decision on something. Paired with the Emperor card, it's kind of like this is again one of those like, I would call this kind of like imposter syndromes, right? This is kind of like an imposter syndrome of being like, oh, am I like, if we're going to go along with this analogy of where it's just like some type of past karmic cycle completing, and like a new person entering your life, which is what the Page of Water does represent, then it's one of those things of where it's just like, oh, am I worthy of this love? Is it even worth me pursuing? Would they even be into me, sort of thing? And it doesn't even have to pertain to a person. It could just be pertaining to, like a job opportunity, right? Speaking of things I had to approve, thank you, Nagesh. Hello, how are you? But I had to approve them saying channel subscribe. Like, what? Why is that suspicious? I hope that was helpful for you, though, CEO. Hello, Caroline. Welcome to Getting Older and Wiser. Yes. Not too wise, though, because I still stuff a bunch of Oreos in my mouth, but... If you're waiting for a reading still, can you let me know in the chat? I'm probably going to do one or two more before I close it out because I'm going to be recording like the monthlies for the rest of the zodiac signs for this month. Brain fart. I'm going to be doing the rest of the zodiac signs for this month during the zodiac. Why am I struggling? Y'all, how do I want to word this? I'm doing the rest of the zodiac signs for the monthly readings for the month of December tonight, and I'm going to be probably uploading those throughout the night into tomorrow, maybe the next day, but I'll probably just upload them all because I want to do like, I want to start doing like, I talked a little bit about like my plans for the channel like in the last live stream, but I really want to at some point whenever I do get monetized. I think I'm going to be becoming a YouTube partner, finally be partnered for YouTube so I can start putting ads on the videos, but more so what I care more about is being able to have channel memberships, and I think I might start doing channel memberships for like extendeds and stuff like that. And I'm also going to at some point incorporate doing like daily live streams. So like I'm doing like outside of this, doing like a daily live stream for like actual just like general messages for each zodiac sign. Does that make sense? Right now it's just still been in like this incorporation phase of like slowly incorporating each of the posting series that I do each week so I don't overwhelm myself, and I can still, once I have each one on like its steady posting schedule, then I'm adding like the next thing. Thank you. It's been super cool to do like the zodiac readings. It's been a lot of fun to do. It's been a lot of work. It'll be nice to not that like obviously, I mean, I started my channel not doing zodiac readings. I started my channel just talking. So I obviously wasn't just doing it for money, but it'll be nice to be able to like make some money from this, from ads, since I spent so much time doing this, just more so I can like upgrade, like have like a better background and stuff like that. That's really what I'm looking forward to most, is so I can like actually put together the vision for this channel that I want. Because I don't mind what I do now, but it's like one of those things where it's just like I want to be able to like show you the cards, if you know, have a better setup so it's like while I'm doing the reading, y'all can see the cards on the table, right? So that's like what I'm like excited for most, is being able to just start up leveling everything. So like this experience is a lot more enjoyable for y'all. Reddit looks good on me. Thank you. All right, Sky. What does Abaddon want from me? I got you. But yeah, whenever I do get the channel memberships, I'm going to be doing extendeds and stuff on there. So it's like each of the normal Zodiac ones, then I'll have like the extendeds on the channel thing. And then I think I can be able to also have like, like member like badges and stuff like that too, that show up in the comments, which will be super fun, super cool to have. I'm just like really, I don't know. I'm super excited to be able to like do this experience with y'all. Is that silly? That's probably silly. Oh well. Yeah. Sky, what does Abaddon want from you? Messages. Honestly, probably like even like regardless of even when I do get monetized, and like I'm not feeling insecure about like making money off of anything because it's like I put in the work for it, but it's like I still get like my favorite part now is like being able to just like constantly at any point be able to like connect with like people, like being able, the fact that I can just turn on a live stream and be able to hang out with y'all, really like that is like such a gift in of itself, right? Because it's like, I make it no secret, I've I've lived so much of my life just having like no friends and just like no one to talk to. So it's like really I feel like it's just such a privilege for me to be able to at any point whenever I feel like talking to people, I can just turn on a live stream and just talk to people. Like that's what I think is such a thing that people I feel like don't think about or appreciate, because it's just like there have been so many times in my life where I was just like just wanted people to just like for a little bit to communicate with, right? And so now that I'm able to do that now, it's just, I don't know, it's just so crazy. I feel like it's just such a blessing. It's just so cool to be able to do that. yeah, Sky, Abaddon. Clarifiers. I actually don't feel like using this deck. Let's see. So, Sky, your first spread is the Page of Swords, King of Swords, and the World card. This is kind of telling me a story of where it's like... It's going to be a little bit chaotic for you soon, I feel. Because you have the overall theme being the Weasel card, and the card itself says, be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. So this is like a time of like kind of like a heads up of being like, think about this being like the energy of like your friend being like, oh yeah, check this shit out real quick, and they're about to like hold. It's one of those things of being like hold my beers moments, and you're about to like witness something really gnarly. And so when you have the Page of Swords, King of Swords, the World card, this is like letting you know like the purpose of why it is you're about to be witnessing and experiencing some type of chaoticness in your life. Page of Swords represents a new beginning. King of Swords is the call to power for you. The World card is like making a change and having a new perspective, like having a new perspective and making a change because of that perspective. And so with these Swords cards, I feel like it's almost like people are going to be showing like, I feel like people are going to be showing their true colors, if not people or in environments, or where it's just like, you know, if there's like a work environment that you just didn't like, it's going to start being more and more obvious why you hate that job, right? So let's just say that you work at a salon, right? All your clients start becoming more and more difficult when you start doing hair, like like, you know, it's just like things just start not working out and becoming more and more annoying as like things progress. And it's going to be because they're trying to force you to cut things out and to make a move on like releasing things. Oh, oh, I love it. Yes, come on. Sometimes I know what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm a psychic. Come on. I'm glad that resonates, Sky. Sitting here in Sydney working away. You know, I have a funny story about Australia. Well, I guess I still have, kind of, because I'm still kind of friends. They're like friends that I have made in a video game. And I haven't, like, you know, like those friendships where you haven't talked to them in like months, or more so years, really. Um, and I was originally going to see them in California back when I like was in just graduated high school. I bought like a plane ticket, unrefundable plane ticket for like $2,000. Didn't end up going because I didn't get my passport, and I like at the time like no one was gonna like help me with that process of getting the passport. It was just such a ugh, God bless. I don't play anything anymore. But when I did play, I played pretty much my base game was always World of Warcraft. Any Blizzard game really was the game that I would play. I played World of Warcraft when it first came out, and most expansions on some level. Most of my internet friends still come from that game. That's really my Twitter, like if you follow my Twitter account, like it's like most of the people I interact with are like from the World of Warcraft community. And that's why like my Twitter account is just such a place for humor and memes, and not really, you don't get anything spiritual at all really on my Twitter. You just go there for if you enjoy a dark sense of humor sort of thing. My zodiac sign is Libra Scorpio. Cusp. I'm a Libra Scorpio cusp, rather. October 20th. I don't know. My birth certificate does not have my time on it, so I have to go and actually go like get the long form for it or whatever. So that's kind of an inconvenience. So I don't know like all the extra details, sadly enough, for my chart. Oh, thank you, Natalie. You played until Burning Crusade. Well, see, I don't think you don't have to be old for that, you know? I was like, what, 8 or 9 when the game first came out? And when I first started playing. Oh, your birthday's the day after mine, Carissa. Doja Cat's birthday's October 21st, too. Her and I are a day apart. Born the same year. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna actually just do like a general message for everyone that's in this stream right now. Just cause like I want to give like a good message, like help a bunch of people in this last reading rather than just one person. So if you're interested in that, then that's what we have cooking up. 40, see, I used to think I would have maybe like 10 years ago I would have said 40 is old, but like now that I'm 25, a ripe 25, listen. I'm not insecure about my age at all. I really am not. I don't really care about age, but it's more so like the fact that like I'm the baby of my family. Like, so I have 2 older brothers. I'm not really close to them. I don't talk to them that much. But we all just are doing our own thing, no reason. But because I'm the baby of the family, it's such a like mind trip because it's one of those things being like, wait a minute, if I'm the baby and I'm 25 years old, what does that mean for everybody else? Hold up here. So I end up giving myself like a midlife crisis in the sense of realizing everyone else around me is getting older. Then then actually like conceptualizing with the fact that I myself am getting older. Hello, Sanjay. How are you? I appreciate that, Caroline. I actually have gotten that like compliment since for a few years now. No one ever believed me when I was younger, and well, even now, people are just like every single time my birthday comes around, um, people are shocked when I say the age that I am because they always. I've been told that people assume that I've been 27 or 28 since I was like 20. Yeah, I'm just a young man right now, still. Young man, and see, more so, I like, before, now, I feel like 25 is like the age of where I no longer can just be like, whatever. See, that was like a thing. In one of my last streams, I was like, um, I used to always wear a ring on both my ring fingers, just for aesthetic purposes, because why not? And before, when I was younger, I've never, um, my brain was always just like, oh, I can just wear a wedding ring, like a ring on my ring finger on my left hand, because like you don't look at me and think that like I would ever be married, right? And so I always had that mindset when I was younger. So now that I'm 25, like a friend pointed out to me a couple months ago, is being like, you're wearing a ring on your wedding ring finger. And I'm like, do people pay attention? Like it was the moment where I was just like, people pay attention to that. Like I just, again, it didn't process to me that people would not just assume that it's for aesthetic purposes only, and that I'm like not married in the slightest or anything. But yeah, now that I feel like I'm 25, I can't just be like, it's that age where it's just like I can't like just brush things off anymore. I'm just like, oh, before I'm just like, oh, I don't need to worry about settling down, being in a relationship, right? I'm young. But now that I'm 25 and I'm just like, okay, like I've been saying it's fine being single for years now. And I'm just like, now I'm getting older, time's a ticking, right? How did you manage that, magician? 25 is the age you freaked out and you're 60 now? Listen, I'm aging myself with this Red Bull. All of these Red Bulls I drink too. Ah, I'm gonna do some oracle cards too for this. Wait till I'm 100. I don't know how long I want to live for. I guess that depends on the quality of life that I live, right? I feel like most people wouldn't mind living a long time if you're well off. If I knew I was gonna be well off when I'm 100, then yeah, let me live until like live until I'm 100 doesn't sound too bad when if I'm having someone feed me grapes. Living to 100 doesn't sound too bad at all. 6 Americanos. Dang. That's like one thing that I feel like I'll age pretty, like, not that I'm like afraid of um reincarnated as a kitty. Yeah. I'm not afraid of like aging at all. Like whenever I get wrinkles, I genuinely will uh, I genuinely like think will enjoy like me looking like progressively aged. I mean, just as long as we don't get crazy, right? Let's be real now. I'm not trying to have like a bunch of wrinkles, but I'm never gonna like fight it. I mean, I say it now, but like yeah, I think when you can see someone's wrinkles, I feel like I appreciate that more. It's more character. But I look at pictures back when I was like in high school and now, like, I really haven't changed at all. Like like, so I feel like I'll be, if I get to the age of 100, like I'll be looking pretty sharp. All right, you guys. So this is a general message for those that are in this stream right now. Take the cards that resonate with you. There's no specifics other than just having 3 different piles, and we'll just get into this. Then piles could coordinate with one another and go all together, or they could just be separate, each one, right? So the overall energy is, for the first pile, is the tenderness card. This card says, let yourself embrace this love without fear, number 25, equaling to 7. So write that down. For this row, we have the 7 of Pentacles paired with the Ace of Fire. Now, this is asking for people to start doing more I feel like this is more so speaking for a group of individuals that are being impatient with seeing the results of something. This could be pertaining to like of a relationship, right? Because there is like that, with that tenderness, it's being like, be willing to like understand, like view this connection from a softer eye, not feeling like you have to like make this, like, not to feel like this person has to make a decision right now, or you and this person have to get together right now. So there is like a little bit of patience in that regard, but here's the thing as well. I say that there's patience, but when you have the 7 of Pentacles, you still want to start making smart investments, right? When it comes, like, this is like the crops card. Like, the more that you give your crops TLC, right? With the, what do you do when you do crops? Like, the more you weed your garden, right? And you do like give your plant food and water it, right? The more you invest in it, the better your harvest will be. So there is like a sense of action being taken, but more so like in terms of investments, rather than like expecting things to just like action being taken from the other side of things. Does that make sense? So it's like whatever action you're doing the action in terms of like a collective, rather than making an action to make someone else take an action. Does that make sense? Hello, something. How are you? I'm doing a general message for people now, for overall. The Gorilla card paired with the Cardinal Moon. The Gorilla card says, take time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. So this goes back to what I was saying with that tenderness card before. For those, hello, Sarah. Thank you for stopping by. With the tenderness card, it goes back to what I was saying before of, you know, if this is involving another person, don't feel like you have to rush them, and don't be critical of them, and don't overthink their actions just because if it's not functioning off of your time frame, right? To get out of your head, stay out of your head. Cardinal moon, be bold and make the first move. So this is more so like feeding into that energy of like, if you want like a relationship to happen, start doing like those proper energetic investments. What I mean by that is like, you know, if you want to be in a relationship, if you're feeling insecure about yourself, start working out. Do those type of actions that will like set you up for a successful, thriving relationship, rather than taking actions of being like messaging somebody and being like, oh, like, let's get together sort of thing. Instead of trying to, it's that kind of where it's just like, that, do y'all understand that difference in action? What I mean by that, where it's just like the action that you take is like only involving you and benefiting you, rather than being like trying to make someone else take that action. So for the second pile, we have the overall message being the experience card. Enjoy the present for what it is. No one knows how tomorrow is supposed to unfold. Number 11. So for this row, we have the moon card with the two of air coming in. So this is kind of one of those things of like someone being afraid of the unknown. Two of air talks about being like afraid of making a decision. The moon card comes in as the clarifier. So it's just like, this is letting me know that people are like, you know, this easily could correlate with the other pile as well, where it's like being asked to stay out of your head. You're scared of like what would happen in the unknown. And remember, the overall theme being the experience card. Remember that regardless of what happens to you, whether you perceive it as good or bad, you can't make an experience technically bad, because an experience helps build character. So keep it in that perspective, so that way it allows you to function from a place of what is it that I want to do, rather than what outcome do I like want to avoid, right? Stop thinking from a place of what things you want to avoid and think about what it is that you just want to do. Don't worry about the unknown. It's none of your business. Polar bear card paired with the North Node. Polar bear says, stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately without any attachment to the outcome. North Node comes in, stepping out of your comfort zone. It's the overall theme for this entire second row, is where it's just like, step out of your comfort zone and stop being afraid of the unknown results. Because again, it's none of your business. It's not your job to know about the results. Your job is to just make it through those life experiences, right? So there's no purpose to live a life if everything just is constantly working out and how you think things should work out, because at that point that's just a simulation, right? And just because something is unknown doesn't necessarily inherently mean it's going to be bad. It doesn't mean it's going to be bad at all. So for the third pile, we have the gentleness card. This is number 29, equaling to 11 for numerology. This card says, if you speak negatively to yourself, eventually you'll convince yourself you're right. Be kind instead. So this is heavily in terms of like your verbiage towards yourself, right? We have the Eight of Wands paired with the Page of Fire coming in for as the clarifier. So this is one of those things where it's like people who are being overtly critical on themselves. This is more of like an energy being like, I'm not good enough, I'm not talented enough. When it's about the fire energy, it's about like passion projects. So it'd be like, use myself as an example, right? This would be like me telling myself with this thought process of being like, oh, I'm not going, like, I wouldn't be a good tarot reader, no one would enjoy my readings, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, and then eventually I start believing in that, and so at that point, I stop myself from this potentially really good beginning for myself, right? Because it's like I'm holding on to negative narratives in my head, and I'm just so obsessed with trying to convince myself of that, because, you know, I mean, that's not how I am personally. Please. That's not how I am personally, but it's that thought process, right? So it's kind of asking you of being like, why choose to feed energy into like, when you have the choice of being like, this negative narrative hasn't happened yet. So why not just feed energy into a positive narrative that would that like takes just as much energy and would just make you feel better rather than make you feel drained, right? It's so people are so afraid of feeling disappointed that they will just set themselves up for failure just so they don't feel disappointment. And it sounds silly when you say it out loud, right? That people are more afraid of disappointment than failure, when failure um, is like more, sounds more aggressive, feels more aggressive than disappointment. But it's like, I don't know. I guess it's kind of one of those things where it's just like you put it in perspective of it, where it's just like once you say it out loud, you kind of realize how silly it is, right? Then we have the Weasel card paired with the Supermoon. The Weasel card says, be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your ears, eyes, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. Paired with the Supermoon, emotions are running high. So this is more so kind of like asking you to self-reflect on like why it is that you have like those negative narratives, why it is you choose to feed into those negative narratives more. Is it because you're afraid of experiencing disappointment, or is it because you're afraid of experiencing failure, or like, you know, it's like that question of like, you know, you're just asking yourself that question and being like, well, why am I actually doing this, rather than just saying it's a bad emotion or you shouldn't be feeling it. You actually go deeper with it and be like, well, I know I can acknowledge that I don't want to feel this anymore, but let's look at the reason why I'm even experiencing this in the first place. Because when you start asking those type of questions, that's when you really start doing like the real work, and that's when you really start making progress with yourself, right? But the only way that you can do that is by being able to have like a good healthy relationship with yourself, right? You can't when it comes to this type of work where you have to look at yourself, you have to, one, respect your own opinion of yourself, right? You have to respect yourself and your own thoughts to be able to like work on yourself and to give yourself, to hold yourself accountable. And two, you have to be able to be willing to put your ego to the side and realize that we're all like, in the whole grand scheme of things, none of us are like saints, right? A lot of people don't want to admit the fact that like that they're just as like, they're no different than like, we're all just normal, and people are afraid of always just admitting the fact that they're just normal. We all experience the same things, we all feel the same things, but ego will tell us that we need to not admit that or like protect ourselves from that, just because of like a defense mechanism, because they're so, people are so afraid of feeling like they're going to have that used against them, that vulnerability is going to be used against them, when it never is. Even if you are vulnerable and someone does, on the like rare chance, use it against you, it just says more about the person than the individual, right? Put it in this way: if you saw someone on my channel like trash me and be like, oh, like, look at this like attention seeker, whoop de whoop de whoop, yada yada yada, right? If you saw that in like my channel, right, so a comment like that, I mean, I guess I'm assuming, but like most people that would see that, that like my channel, would just like see that person and just be like, ew, like what? Like you wouldn't look at me and like look at the vulnerability that I'm exuding and think of it differently. You would feel bad for this person because you'd just be like, how are you making something so negative? How are you turning something so like vulnerable into something negative, right? It just seems so silly. So use that same thinking for yourself. Realize it's okay to be normal, and like things are not going to, like, the world isn't going to end and no one's going to go against you for you honoring yourself. It's just goes back to that negative narrative, and like it sounds a lot scarier than it actually is, because like our minds will convince us of ways to just stay in our comfort zone. But when you actually just step out of your comfort zone, you realize it's really not that as bad as you're making it out to be. That's a really long-winded last ending part. I don't even think that it was addressed in the cards. I think I just went on a tangent. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. But that ties back to staying out of your head. Yeah, it does. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging. I really am. Whenever I do say thank you for hanging out with me, I always am being like sincere and saying like thank you for hanging out with me. It's like my favorite thing in the world, of being able to just like turn on a stream and connect with you guys. So I'm gonna be back here again at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, for another live stream. If you haven't seen your December zodiac reading yet, um, check back in during the night. I'm probably going to just be uploading and doing those during the night, so you'll see that either during the night or morning, wherever you are. Just in the next couple days, you can be expecting the rest of that. So I love you guys, and now we can have that awkward moment again of like me closing the stream after I said bye. Oh, this is going to be a lot longer of an awkward moment than I thought.